Hello, this is Erin with the Joy in Pens and Paper, and it is time to do a swatching of my October 2024 currently inked. So, kind of full disclosure, there is one pen that I inked up. I pre-swatched on all the papers and then didn't love how the ink was flowing, so I added a little bit of white lightning and I tried writing with it and I just didn't love it. So I actually have emptied that pen out and I will be filling it during this video. So that is coming up. First up for this month is my newest pen. This is the Esterbrook Model J in the color Violet. This is a pen that I recently got at the Commonwealth Pen Show, and I was able to get this with a journaler nib, which is a custom nib grind that I have been wanting for quite some time. My swatch or my kind of ink book is getting very chunky, so I have this Bear from Hobonichi from a few years ago that is small but hefty, and I'm using that to hold the page down. Once I'm done swatching and refilling that one specific pen, I'm going to show these same swatches on some different papers, minus the new one, but I'll probably swatch it as I show. Anywho. All right. So I did try to think about the season and the month while doing these swatches. So this is the Esterbrook Model J with a journaler nib. And this is inked up with a sample from Waringal. And it's called Faust. Now this is on some of the swatches that I'll show towards the end. It's leaning a little bit blue, specifically when I grab this next one, but it should really be a very dark black with a bit of gold sheening. So anywho. All right, so next up is my Laban Rosa. This is in the lilac colorway with a very juicy, extra fine nib. And this is inked up with Ferris Wheel Press. Roaring Patina Black. So this does have a gold shimmer and a tiny little bit of like a red sheen to it. So it's a lovely, lovely ink, not boring for black at all, in my opinion. My next pen, not surprisingly, is the Pelikan M400 in the white tortoise shell. This is absolutely gorgeous. I love this pen. I recently went to the Pelikan Hub, and when asked what my favorite pen was, reliably, this is it. This is my if I could only have one pen. And I do like to write with it posted. And I notice that I try to line up the clip with the nib. And this also has a very juicy, extra fine nib. And this is inked up with Diamine olive swirl. I believe this is the third time that I have inked this pen up with this ink. I just think it's a really lovely match. And the olive swirl is a chameleon ink from Diamine, and it's from an ink vent. So the shimmer sometimes is green, sometimes blue, sometimes pink, and I really like that. All right, so next up is the Lamy 2000. And I had originally inked this up with Wearingeul Heimdall, which is an orange. And I thought, you know, October orange, that tracks. But it was very dry and really was not enjoyable to write with. So, like I said, I have cleaned this pen out, and instead I am going to ink it up with Diamine Triple Chocolate. All right, let's not do, so the hole is right here to fill. So I'm just going to dunk that right in, twist the piston, and then I have a white t-shirt here to clean it up. And I did see the recommendation with the Lamy 2000 to expel a drop of ink so that it doesn't blurp. In your cap, or when it's capped or being uncapped. I think maybe the section of the uncapping, not quite sure. But yes. So this is the Lamy 2000. This is an extra fine nib, and it's inked up with Diamine Triple Chocolate. Yes, that is a much better writing experience. And now this is going to be all the fall vibes. My final pen is the Esterbrook SD in Sea Glass with the silver trim, and this has a fine nib. I love that sound. And this fur fine is juicy. It is very similar to the Laban Extra Fine. And this is inked up with, it's a collaboration between Robert Oster and Atlas Stationer. And it's called Vampire Pigeon. And I thought this was the perfect month to use this ink, not only for color, but for title. Now, looking at some of the other papers, I'm just going to move this to the side so I can place the other papers right here. So first up is, let me just confirm, this is Clairefontaine Rhodia paper. So it's off of this pad right here. And I am just going to do a little live swatching right here. So it will be out of order, but it will also be accurate. So you can see this, the Heimdall was just dry enough that it wasn't, it was dry enough and light enough that it just wasn't kind of what I was looking for or hoping for. So that's the Clairefontaine. This is Life bank paper. Yes, love that. I'm much happier with that color. And then the last paper that I have to compare it to, and I'm just going to try to tuck that in just like that, is Cosmo Air Light paper. Ooh, that just sucks the ink right out of there. Beautiful. Now you can see the Wearingeul Heimdall on Cosmo Air Light versus the bank paper and versus the Clairefontaine Rhodia paper. It's definitely more legible on Cosmo Air Light, and you see the beautiful shading, and that's really what I was going for, but that's not what I got. So that is, oh, but yeah, you can see the Roaring Patina Black on the Cosmo Air Light and the red sheening that comes out. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So this is my currently inked lineup for October of 2024. I have a lot of fall vibes, pulling in a tiny little bit of the Halloween for the season. And I am really looking forward to exploring these inks and continuing to get to know my Lamy 2000, which is still new in my collection, and the Esterbrook Model J. I had it inked up with a color that perfectly matched the body, but it was a little bit dry and a little bit light on when writing on the page. So I'm really excited to try it with a dark ink and just really get to know the nib and how it moves across the page and how the letters form, because I got it for that specific reason. So thank you for watching. If you made it to the end, I really, really appreciate that. And I will see you in the next one.